Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. This is Suhail and you are watching Arakan Times Daily English News. Today is Sunday, 8 September 2024. Today's news headlines: the Rakhine extremist group known as Arakan Army AA abducted Rohingyas in Buthiron Township. The Rakhine extremist group known as Arakan Army AA beat and intimidated a Rohingya pharmacist in Mongdo Township. Details of today's news. The Rakhine extremist group known as Arakan Army AA is continuously abducting Rohingya youths with baseless and false allegations of affiliation with genocidal military council in Buthiron Township, Arakan state of Myanmar. The Rakhine extremist group known as Arakan Army AA abducted 5 Rohingya men from Sindong Rohingya village on 5th of September in the evening. Some of the abductees were shot dead and some were brutally beaten. The Rohingya men who were abducted are Muhammad Junaid, Muhammad Salim, Anwar Hussain, son of Iman Hussain, Abu Tayyab, Muhammad Sayyid, Muhammad Nur, and Shamshu, son of Abul Kalam. The abductees are identified as inhabitants of Sindong Rohingya village in Buthiron Township. Amongst the abducted youths, some were killed and thrown in the river of Sindong village. Those are identified as Shamshu, son of Abul Kalam, Abu Tayyab, Muhammad Sayyid, Muhammad Nur, and Anwar Hussain, son of Iman Hussain. Some were abducted from home and some other were abducted from market while marketing, and they all were taken in the custody of the Rakhine extremist group known as Arakan Army AA. And they were brutally and inhumanly tortured and then they were shot dead. They were packed with bags after killing and then threw in the river. Muhammad Junaid, who is also known as Dr. Muhammad Junaid, was abducted while he was marketing in the market, and he was taken in the custody after abducting. He was even beaten with guns and a stick after abducting. He even became unconscious due to the inhuman acts of the Rakhine extremist group known as Arakan Army AA after abducting. A family member contacted us and said that Muhammad Junaid is an innocent person and he doesn't have affiliation neither Rohingya armed groups nor genocidal military council. But he was abducted with false allegations of affiliation with genocidal military council. There is no communication with family members as it has been forbidden by the Rakhine extremist group known as Arakan Army AA. It has been intimidatingly ordered by the Rakhine extremist group known as Arakan Army AA to all the Rohingyas in Buthiron Township that if you have Bangladeshi SIM card and trust them to the members of Arakan Army AA, no communication tools can be used in Buthiron. If anybody communicates to outsiders through Bangladeshi SIM card, he or she will be punished and the punishment is prison for 3 months. There is no telecommunication after the network has been shut down since a long time before the devastation of Buthiron Township. But some people could communicate with their relatives who reside outside through Bangladeshi SIM card. But the members of the Rakhine extremist group known as Arakan Army AA are warning people not to use Bangladeshi SIM card and not to communicate with anyone from outside. The people are worrying and they are still under persecutions in Buthiron Township, Arakan state of Myanmar. The Rakhine extremist group known as Arakan Army AA have beaten and intimidated a Rohingya pharmacist while he was shutting down his pharmacist in Chauleka market in Mongdo Township, Arakan state of Myanmar on 5th of September at 6:10 o'clock in the evening. The Rohingya pharmacist who was brutally beaten and intimidated by the Rakhine extremist group known as Arakan Army AA is identified as Muhammad Ali, an owner of pharmacy and a resident of Roatar Hamlet in Chauleka village in Mongdo Township. Pharmacist Muhammad Ali was inhumanly beaten and intimidated because he was discovered at the market at his own shop at 6:10 o'clock in the evening after the curfew. He was just late 10 minutes after the curfew due to the trading at his own shop at market. Some of the members of the Rakhine extremist group known as Arakan Army AA reached in front of pharmacist Muhammad Ali while he was closing his pharmacy at 6:10 o'clock in the evening. And the members of the Rakhine extremist group known as Arakan Army AA banded him and beaten him brutally and inhumanly with guns and sticks, and then he was intimidated. The reason behind of beating and intimidating the pharmacist Muhammad Ali is that he was discovered in the market at 6:10 o'clock as the time of curfew was over. It was just 10 minutes over, but he was not allowed to go home by admonition. But he was beaten brutally and even tried to shoot him by the members of the Arakan extremist group known as Arakan Army AA in front of his pharmacies in the market. Members of the Arakan extremist group known as Arakan Army AA intimidatingly said, "If you will be discovered again out of the curfew in the village or somewhere else, you will be killed and your body will be burned down to ashes. All the people must comply the order of the Arakan extremist group known as Arakan Army AA. If don't comply, they will be punished and accomplished from the wall." The Arakan extremist group known as Arakan Army AA ordered curfew in Rohingya villages in both Budidong Township and Mongdo Township after the villages were controlled. And all the Rohingya villagers have to comply their order and do everything in accordance of the Arakan extremist group known as Arakan Army AA. If any of the Rohingya villagers deny or ignore the order of the Arakan extremist group known as Arakan Army AA, he or she is strongly punished, even sometimes killed, said a Rohingya leader from Arakan state. Rohingya people, who are the most persecuted people in the world, have been under the persecution of both the Arakan extremist group known as Arakan Army AA and Genocidal Military Council in both Budidong Township and Mongdo Township in Arakan state of Myanmar. The most persecuted Rohingya people are requesting for the protection from international communities and relevant courts. Treatments are imperative for them as well as foods, as all their beings have been consumed. Thanks for watching Arakan Times Daily English News.